redemption. Chris Ferguson took poker's biggest prize, the World Series of Poker, away from TJ, and he's looking for redemption, both to win a tournament and to prove he's the better player.
These are two of the more respected players in the poker community. Blinds up to 3 and 6,000 now. Suited Jack-9 for Ferguson.
Quality hand, plus he's got the button.
And raises to 18,000. Suited 7-5 for Cloutier. He'll call. Flop comes Queen 10-3.
Chris Ferguson flops an open-end straight.
TJ checks.
Now here's that measured amount of time.
Ferguson checks as well. And on the turn, Chris Ferguson hits his straight.
And whistling TJ is going to put in a bluff here.
He'd be whistling a different tune if he knew what Chris Ferguson was holding on to.
He's going to find out pretty soon. Now Chris Ferguson is hoping TJ has a hand. He said, please let this man have ace-queen or queens and tens even.
Raises to 80,000.
I think a light is starting to go off in TJ Cloutier's head. He stopped whistling. He realizes this hand is lost.
What do you think I should do with 7 high in this? Well, then I'll throw it away. How's that?
You can't blame TJ for taking a shot there. There was no bet on the flop. He tried to pick up the pot, ran into a really big hand.
A nice win for Chris Ferguson.
You're all the way up to 7 high now, Junior. Before long, you might get up to 8 high.
That's just a sample of the TJ humor that's been delighting people around poker rooms for many years.
Antonio Esfandiari is comfortable enough to kick the shoes off with the blinds up to 1,500 and 3,000. Phil Hellmuth calls on King 5. 10-3 for Esfandiari.
Buddy, you better end this thing soon. Let me tell you. Well, you're outdrawing me every flop. If I were, we got to be playing some big pots. You better trust me on this.
Flop is Jack 6 Queen.
Antonio is not taking Phil's advice. He's betting with nothing again.
You better trust me on this. You should be playing as big a pots as you can. Well, you beat my jacks and my pairs and my call me with king high, and everything's working out so beautifully.
It was good.
Yeah, congratulations. You were only a 3-to-1 underdog. Good call.
After beating up on the field, Phil Hellmuth is perhaps as frustrated as we've seen him all tournament long. In this tournament, we've seen some incredible moments. Today, we count down the top 5, starting with Antonio Esfandiari's first round when he was down to just a few chips.
Where's my exit interview? Where do I go?
But he still had some tricks up his sleeve, surviving 4 all-ins.
There is life.
Before finally beating Howard Lederer and capping a truly magical comeback.
4 times Antonio was within 1 card of getting eliminated in the first round, and now he's in the semifinals. That's poker, Matt.
Blinds have raised, meanwhile, to 2 and 4,000. Antonio Esfandiari, who's pushed Phil Hellmuth around early, enjoys a lead at this point, and on his King-9 raises to 13,000. Suited Jack 3 for Hellmuth, and he calls.
He's tired of getting pushed around.
Check it.
He checks before the flop.
Now he can stop complaining about cards. He flops 2 pair.
He wanted Antonio to bet for him. Antonio didn't bet, but now Antonio's made a pair of kings, and Phil checks again.
Antonio checks.
Wow, Antonio is not going for it.
Rivers and ace of spades. So Phil checks.
Check.
And Antonio checks right back. Hellmuth will take down the pot with his 2 pair.
Antonio must have sensed something.
Ooh, it could have been ugly. Jack, Jack,
Oh, he is grinding on him now.
Nice answer.
Well, you like to bet every flop, right?
I understand. How sweet a flop was that?
Guess I better start betting my hands, huh?
No, I'll keep firing. You can pick me off.
Nah, I have to switch strategies. I'm gonna start re-raising and raising a lot now.
Alright. That's when I usually have aces. You know?
I think I'll have aces. I think you might have the jacks.
And then I'll suck out.
I don't think so. Not this time.
Pair of jacks for Esfandiari.
That's what Phil Hellmuth just said. You're going to have a pair of jacks. That's unbelievable.
Queen deuce that Hellmuth folds.
How weird is that? How weird is that? 2 jacks? You just said I was going to get 2 jacks.
I had a queen, but it was a deuce with it.
Phil Hellmuth may be on the brink of losing it, and as we've seen, his emotions can get to him.
Me? Emotional? Of course, yeah. No, I mean, sometimes I'm embarrassed by my conduct. You know, sometimes when I watch myself on television, I'm like, oh, man, don't do this. Oh, no, Phil. Jeez! What? Like John McEnroe said, we get paid extra for tantrums. God dang! What you're seeing, I'm not trying to sell some house of cards. This is me, and it's sincere, and people can relate to it.
Phil says he does all that for show, but he can't control it. Which is it, Gabe?
It's both. He can't control it, and he realizes it's a good show. Plus, it does have an effect on his opponents.
It looks like Antonio's putting on the show. Now, look at him mugging in the monitor here for the room.
I think he just discovered that we're on television here.
Suited 8-7 for him here. The blinds up to 2 and 4,000, by the way.
Very interesting. Because he was playing with his face in the monitor, he didn't raise with his 7-8 of clubs, which generally he would definitely have raised, and he gave Phil the chance to raise with ace-6.
After Phil's raise, Antonio called. Flop comes Jack 4-7, middle pair for Esfandiari.
Now Phil has nothing, but he took the lead in the hand by raising before the flop.
And he bets here 17-5.
Now Antonio has got a pair of 7s, that's second pair, and he's got a backdoor flush. But he's let Phil take the lead in the hand.
He'll call.
Antonio's a little lost in the hand.
Oh, big turn card for Hellmuth, a pair of aces. He checks. Antonio checks right back into the river. A 10 of hearts, no help for Antonio.
Now Phil's going to bet his aces here.
Bets 25,000.
Now if Antonio calls, it's because he's lost in the hand and because he let Phil take the lead in the hand, and Phil made a pair of aces.
He calls.
Aces is good.
And Hellmuth takes down a nice pot.
That little play